Hey there, campers. Welcome to Camp Video Games. This is a podcast that covers video games and their multimedia adaptations. And we are so deep into the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time right now. I think this is like the eighth part of our discussion.
I haven't been keeping track.
It's a number higher than 5, maybe lower than 10.
Yes.
I'm Junior Camp Counselor Sean, and that there is Junior Camp Counselor Josh.
Well, hey there, campers. Welcome here to Camp Video Games. As always, just a little quick camping tip to get you oriented to the situation here. If you come across a tribe or fortress led exclusively by women, and they say they don't want you there,
sign me up.
I was gonna say just leave them alone.
Oh yeah, that's
it's like North Sentinel Island. Like, don't go there. They will shoot at you.
Yeah,
and put you. Well, at least in this case, they just put you in jail. North Sentinel Island, they will kill you.
Yeah,
just stay away. Leave them alone. let them do their thing.
Good advice as always, Josh. So last episode we talked our way through the Shadow Temple in the bottom of the well with all the spooky, ooky, kooky monsters that you get to meet there. And now we're going inward today. We're going to the Spirit Temple.
We're going inward as we go outward because it's way out in the desert.
Yes.
It's about the furthest away feeling space in the game.
Yes.
In spite of the fact that's probably not stepwise.
Josh, I want to talk about a new theory I've been feverishly developing in the lab. Okay, Ocarina of Time has 3 triplet organizations of temples. We have the children temples. No, that sounds weird. The temples that young Link goes through, the Deku Tree, Dodongo's Cavern, and Lord Jabu Jabu. That's when you go into things. That's when you go into monsters' bellies.
Yeah.
Then you have the adult elemental caves, which are places of worship of the respected races that keep them. You've got the forest temple, the fire temple, and the water temple. And then the third triumvirate of temples are the self-reflection, the looking inward. You've got the shadow temple.
Let them cook, folks.
The spirit temple, and I suppose the light temple. Which is
Temple of Time.
And here's the
time is a bit of an introspective matter of life.
I have another thing I want to introduce here, and it's that the Temple of Time is actually a dungeon in its own way, because you need to get keys throughout the rest of the dungeon, which is the world, in order to enter and get the main prize, which is the Master Sword. And you never really think of it because all of these places are called temples. But the Temple of Time / the Temple of Light are they're not really playable temples, but they are. You just didn't realize that you're completing a dungeon when fulfilling the key requirements.
Yeah, the going in bellies as a child concept is the most intriguing part of that to me. I don't know. All that's pretty good. You're cooking pretty good here.
Thanks, bro.
There's we've probably already referenced the Whale and Jonah, Pinocchio, and going in bellies of things. And why is that a thing that children do?
Elementally, it's a shared experience of every, mammal or anything starts in the mother's belly. And perhaps to go back to it is it's like you're time traveling in your own way and going back to before you were born.
Yeah. So anyway, how many times did it take you to do the archery game?
Oh, just once. Just once. You got that footage up?
Yeah, no,
love that footage. You can actually really tick off the guy that runs the archery range
by being good or bad.
By not shooting any arrows. You start the game and then you just don't do anything, and he will refuse to let you do it again. And until you leave and then go back in.
That's really good.
Yeah, he gets really insulted. He's like, "Why aren't you having fun in my beautiful archery range?"
Yeah. I'm actually just now, as I review the footage, noticing the high-res 3DS version that's being upscaled, that the background is a very lovingly crafted mural of all the Gorons standing on a mountain ridge admiring Death Mountain, which is very cute.
It's very, very sweet. I didn't know that. I'm right now. I'm on my 3rd playthrough of Ocarina of Time for this series, and I'm playing it on the native hardware, the original N64, and that is the worst looking version of it I've played because I'm playing it through a AV to
Oh,
HDMI,
oh, you
and
should
it
get.
is garbage.
We have. Are you using like a little adapter thing?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, we have one that like I think it upscales.
It upscales. Mine upscales to 1080, and it doesn't look right.
We
It's
watch
so fuzzy.
DVDs with it, and it looks okay.
That's good to know.
I
And you're
don't
like a
know.
snob for that stuff, so I trust your
Actually,
opinion.
this is one that came from my wife when she moved in. She already had it because she refuses to get rid of her Peanuts DVDs.
Hey, I'm on her side in this discussion.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the ease of just being able to fire it up on the Apple TV, which I do use a Plex. Like I would physically download all of them and I'd put them on a Plex server. We wouldn't just rely on streaming them from, I think Apple TV owns them now.
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway, God, that distracted me. Oh, talking about original hardware. Okay.
Yeah. So, I just to give you an update on where things are going here.
Yeah, because I had my own updates around that. I dabbled in a few different things, and I want to know, how does it physically feel in your hand on the original hardware versus
better than the Switch.
the Switch?
I feel I've got a Switch. Well, my Switch is dead, by the way, it bricked, and I took it to a repair shop, and they said you should buy another Switch.
Well, you can have mine.
Thanks, buddy. But I was playing with a wireless Switch Pro control. I forget what it's called, but like the nice Switch controller, and there is a noticeable lag that I just got used to playing it when it's unwired. And then I play on the N64 and it is so responsive. That joystick feels so good. It is like incredible how much better it feels on the native hardware.
Man, you're getting me closer and closer to buying one of these Mr. Box things that allegedly solves all these problems and makes things feel like original hardware.
Yeah.
It's just like a box that runs all your emulators, and there's some kind of hardware wizardry that goes on inside of it that I'm not technically nerdy enough to understand.
Yeah.
So my experience, the reason I asked about this is I also went through some testing because I've been playing a pretty, I think, new Mac OS emulator for the 3DS, and I've been playing that version of Zelda Ocarina of Time, that remake version. And I went
the 3DS remake.
Yeah, but I'm playing it through a pretty new emulator on Mac OS.
Yeah.
It's like version like 0.9 or so, like something like that. And it's like it's felt very floaty to me the whole time. And then I played the Switch port of Ocarina of Time for about 20 minutes, and this week since we last recorded, and I immediately thought it felt way better. But then I also played a emulation of Ocarina of Time, and I was like, this doesn't feel that much worse than what I played on the Switch. So I'm like, I don't know if it's this emulator or if the 3DS version really is like they kind of messed up the controls a little bit. The thing I noticed the most is when you do a backflip, it feels like he's in the air forever for some reason. Like the backflip specifically feels extremely floaty, or if you jump off something high, like there's just something about the physics feels a little different. Like there's just a little less gravity to the way he moves through the air. So that was my experience sort of testing the game.
It felt floaty. It felt floatiest on the emulated N64 version.
The N64 version felt mostly fine. It
was
felt
on the
pretty close to what I was playing on the Switch.
Yeah.
Like I get to if we're getting real nerdy, I mean, we're talking like maybe
Josh, we have a video game podcast. We can get real nerdy.
Okay. Like I felt like it's maybe a couple milliseconds delay or latency compared to the Switch version. And yeah, then this 3DS version, like it's not like, oh, it feels like unplayable or whatever, but like it just he doesn't feel as good to move in general across the board. I've generally like noticed myself, I think, enjoying the game less than I would have if I was playing even an emulation version of the N64 edition. Because aside from that, we've already talked about like The user interface is a disaster.
Oh, yeah,
with
yeah,
the
yeah,
touch
yeah.
controls.
That's a self-manufactured disaster.
Yeah, I wanted it to look pretty, and it was a real monkey's paw situation.
Well
It
put.
looks beautiful, but it feels real clunky to play, especially these last two dungeons where they start adding up puzzles where you need to have usually like 3 items that you're rotating through because that's what the game was designed around.
Yes.
But on the 3DS, there were only the Y and X buttons.
That's right.
And they give you 4 item slots, but the other 2 are stylus touch pads on a second screen, which sucks.
Yes.
And for some reason, I don't think they use the R button. There's one button I don't think they use. I don't recall exactly. Or like, I don't know. I should really look up what a 3DS control looks like.
Launching off from that idea, I have to like commend and like sing the praises of the design of the N64 controller and how like thematically well it fits the release of Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
Specifically the C buttons like that form their own triforces. And it even like if you look at it, it's you know, it's like it's a diamond, a four-sided diamond.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe you could call it a sideways square. But it creates 2 different or 3 different or 4 different triforces inside its own self. And when you play Zelda's Lullaby, you are drawing a triforce with the C buttons.
Yeah.
It goes C left, C up, C right. And that's just a triforce. It's beautiful.
Another thing, yeah, the 3DS version, the ocarina can only be assigned to a touch control. It's just by default.
Ugh.
It's always a little icon on your touch screen.
Yeah.
And you have to touch it to open it up. But then you go back to the buttons to play the notes. It's just like, oh, it's messy. And I'm looking at a 3DS controller right now. And they do have ZL, ZR. So like they have L2, R2 on the thing. They did not use them. They could have just used them for those extra 2 touch items. There's a whole D-pad and an analog stick. And like half these buttons just don't get used in the game because they wanted to force people into enjoying the stylus and touch controls.
You mean forcing them to use the technology that you're forcing on them?
Yeah. Which speaks to, this is the first episode we've, I think, recorded since the remake was announced.
That's right.
We won't go into it too much, but I will say, like, because of this like controller disaster design, that is like the one reason I'm like, okay, it's worth remaking this game one more time. The new art direction that we've seen so far, that's another conversation. I don't think that needed to happen, but we'll see.
I think I want to try to limit my word count on this topic, but I
swear we're talking about Spirit Temple.
I see the art direction and I see Twilight Princess, and it makes me believe that we're going to get a remake trilogy of the childhood timeline that goes from Ocarina of Time to Majora's Mask to Twilight Princess.
Interesting.
I believe that's what they're doing because the art direction looks so similar to Twilight Princess that they're going to make one engine and then use that for this trilogy.
Yeah. I'm also going to extremely limit my word count for now and just say what we've seen so far just looks like Unreal Engine 5 slop to me. It looks like it doesn't have art direction, which I know it's Nintendo. I know they're trying something. I have a theory about this and Star Fox, but Star Fox doesn't come out for another week. I've played the demo. It's great. Whatever. I'll talk about this more later. We'll save it for the last episode. Let's talk about Spirit Temple and Gerudo stuff.
Okay, so we finished the Shadow Temple. We've purged the evil from the well, and Impa has awoken as the Sage of Shadow. Great.
Yeah.
What does that mean for Link? It means now we have a lens of truth, and we suffered
and
our
hover
way.
boots.
And hover boots. Yeah, great. What an underutilized.
They get used
item.
One more time.
Yep.
In this dungeon that we're about to see.
But yeah, Josh, talk me through. What do we do to get to this here Spirit Temple?
Yeah. So, I'm going to preface this with, I think I've come around. I think the Spirit Temple is the best designed in the game, and the like whatever you call, like the pre-challenge that happens before most temples is probably my least favorite in the game. Maybe the worst designed. So what we do is we need to get into the Gerudo Desert, which you can either ride Epona a little awkwardly. I remember missing a lot as a kid. You need a certain amount of speed of Epona to jump over a bridge that's broken.
That's right.
Or you need the long shot and you can shoot yourself in. It was a lot of fun as a kid to discover, like, your first playthrough, you very clearly see that hook shot like anchor across, and you go, well, I need a longer hook shot.
Yep.
Like, you just kind of know intuitively. And then it was probably my second or third playthrough that I was just like, I don't know, I'm just running with my horse, and there's like a very narrow log you have to run across with Epona before you can jump it. So I think a lot of people, like, with how clumsy the controls are, like, my horse doesn't seem to want to go across this log. I guess I'm not supposed to bring it here. But then if you get across and you got some speed, eventually you get this like camera angle cuts where she's gliding over and it's shot from below beautifully. And
Wonderful.
you go, oh, I could have come here way earlier.
That's right.
And that's interesting.
In this most recent playthrough, I decided to give myself some additional challenges and to just kind of break up the kind of rinse and repeat playthrough method most people have of Ocarina. I don't have Epona. I'm not going to get her. I don't have a shield. I'm not going to get one until it forces it on me with a mirror shield. And I haven't even learned the Sun Song. I'm not doing anything besides the bare minimum to like get through the story beats. And it's been kind of fun. And also, most importantly, to the playthrough quality of life, no hearts.
I would say hearts, bottles,
3
fairies?
hearts, 3 bottles.
Oh wait, so you're not even picking up the hearts at the end of the dungeons?
No, sir.
Oh, that's fun.
It on paper is fun until you're playing it on native hardware with no save states.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you start and also no deaths. It's really hard. And I've found it that most of the time I will just be warping back to the forest temple so that I can go to the most conveniently located fairy spring, get my fairies, and then go about my biz.
Mm-hmm. This is pretty good. So further into the Gerudo experience.
Yes.
You can we already talked about the Big Goron sword quest, so we've already met the carpenter that hangs out outside.
That's right.
But when you go in, you immediately get thrown in jail by these ladies that run this operational thieves guild something.
Yeah. That's a good way of putting it.
And there's not a lot of fanfare around it. They're just kind of like, you're not supposed to be here. Go to jail.
Yeah, no boys allowed.
No boys allowed. This is a girls' club. And now we have to do the stealth mission part of the non-stealth game, which I think has probably come up on this podcast before, is usually my least favorite part of a video game.
Yes, and this turned into my favorite part of the game.
Yeah.
Because so Link's mission is to rescue a couple of horny carpenters that snuck into the girls' camp.
Yeah, which
this is like a summer like camp movie trope where like the boys' camp's breaking into the girls' camp and we're gonna do a panty raid.
I was very jokingly I don't know, we've talked about how I admire this weird thing that Zelda established as far back as this game of just like carpenters are queer culture.
That's right. Yes.
So like I was just like very jokingly we're doing this episode in June. So like I was just like, reading their lines as I was playing it, and then they just go like frolicking away, and I just kept going, "Happy Pride, everybody!
Happy Pride, Link!"
Like I love them so much. But yeah, you've got to sneak around and find them all. And what I really dislike about this part of the game, aside from again like my general complaint of like don't put stealth in your non-stealth game, especially when it's very clumsily designed. And you'll see it first. I totally forgot it was full stealth. I just whacked a lady in the head and got thrown back in jail. But like, aside from like, it's just kind of clumsy stealthing. I don't like the design of this fortress is like, it feels like very like Zelda 1 warp based. You know how like the warps would just be like, you just go down some stairs and then just got to remember which stairs those take you to halfway around the world. Like there's not a really good way to like orient yourself to the space to understand where you have and have not been.
Very true.
Other than just like trying to remember, okay, this door leads to this exit. that entrance leads to this part of the inside. Like remembering how the interior and exterior relate to each other, like architecturally and proportionally, spatially, is very difficult in this, and it drove
Yes.
me crazy.
It's like the Overlook Hotel from The Shining.
Yeah. Like I could like maybe it all makes sense, but like because there's no compass in this game and there's no like 3D mapping.
That's what I was about to bring. If they had
It's
introduced,
just like, what?
and I know this is way too advanced for the N64, but if they could have had the Divine Beast style maps of Breath of the Wild for the Gerudo Fortress and like a 3-dimensional map. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, even just like a compass, like PlayStation games of the time had this. I might be wrong on this. Like I'm thinking of like did you ever play Vagrant Story?
Very briefly.
Oh man, it's hard. I haven't finished it.
I did not get very far in that.
Yeah, I've only played the first like 3 or 4 hours before I was like, man, this is too clunky and convoluted. But the spatial navigation is as enough that like you can understand what's going on. And that's on somebody correct me if I'm wrong, that the PlayStation is a less powerful piece of hardware than the N64. The discs could store more, and that's why Squaresoft switched to it, because they wanted to do those pre-rendered FMVs that are huge.
Yeah.
But the actual processing power of the hardware itself, that's why it's a 64-bit system versus a 32-bit system. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong there, but like I'm pretty sure the N64 is better hardware than a PlayStation.
Very interesting.
But yeah, I was like in something like Vagrant Story, I know where I'm going. Like there's maps and compasses that like you understand the 3D space, and it's very much like this. It's very like room to room, and lots of boxes, and like rooms that look similar, but like they make sense. And I was just lost in here for way too long.
Yes. I noticed also while watching some of your footage, did you know that you can bow and arrow the Gerudo women?
No, I eventually figured out I can hook shot them.
Yeah, you can knock them out.
Dang it,
with the bow, and that's why it turned into my favorite. Like,
okay, that sounds a lot more fun,
because I just love archery in this game, and it's like the first console first person shooter that I really remember like playing.
Yeah.
Josh, did you know that The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, if played correctly, is a survival horror game?
Yeah.
If you're playing it the way my most recent playthrough is, with 3 hearts, minimal Z targeting, and no shield, and you want to like this, it turns the Keese, the bat enemies in this game, into the biggest threat in the game, because they can just wipe out your health without you even knowing they're in the room.
Yeah.
And you go into first person mode to hit them with your bow. It's like playing in like a modern era Resident Evil game.
Yeah, I think like that's something that's come up a lot in this section too for me, is how much bones of like 3D games that as we understand them now are in this game. It's so amazing, because I'm playing this alongside of Sekiro, which is the first like Souls-like game that you could jump in. I don't remember if you could jump in Bloodborne or not. I don't think you could. And like there's so many moments in this where I'm like, I'm gonna do a Sekiro move, and then it's like, oh no, it's way clumsy. But at the same time, there's several things that like the bones of what are used over and over and over again in those games were right here in Ocarina of Time.
Yeah. It's like comparing a Model T with a Ford Mustang.
Exactly. And even like that thing you're talking about of how like, oh, I could have been shooting these guards, is like, that's Sekiro is about like, you could take everything head on, and it's extremely hard to fight every single enemy.
Yeah.
Or in like 90% of cases, you can sneak around and avoid fights, or you can stealth kill without getting caught if you are just careful with your controls.
Yeah.
And this is just a very clumsy version of that.
Some say clumsy, like, some say a progenitor.
Yeah, I respect it for that progeneration aspect, but I did not have a good time with it. Because I had just again come from driving my Ford Mustang back to this Model
That's
T.
right. So the gameplay cycle of the Gerudo Fortress is it's mostly just avoid detection, and explore every room and save all. I think it's four carpenters.
Guys. Yeah,
and you find a carpenter. He's in a cage, and then you have a mini boss fight with a Gerudo warrior who, if you're wearing a red tunic, she wears red. If you're wearing a green tunic, she wears green.
That's cute.
It's a very fun detail. But before you can free the carpenters, you also have to find.
It's like, why are you so obsessed with me? It's like they threw him in jail, and then they're like, "Yeah, but his fashion style's kind of cool. Maybe we should mimic."
Red is in right now. It shows, I think, a part of my the warning signs of obsessive compulsive disorder, where as soon as I finish the water temple, I have to change his tunic back to green. Like, I gotta have my boy in green for this game.
Yeah, I feel like I usually stick with like whatever the latest one is. For some reason, I ended up back in red on this playthrough, but whatever. So,
it's very becoming.
Yeah, once you find the fourth guy, then you run into the leader of the Gerudos. Just like, hey, that was pretty cool, kid. You want to be a thief? All right, you're in the gang.
I like how you kicked all of our butts.
Yeah,
respect.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, that is a good way to That's a good way to recruit new members. Is you gotta.
Can you kick our butts?
You gotta, blood in, blood out, man.
Yeah.
So the Gerudo, it's an all-female race.
Mm-hmm.
Every 100 years, a male is born to them, and he becomes their leader. Which is a shockingly patriarchal approach to a matriarchal society.
Mm-hmm.
But okay. Everyone's always asking what's canon in The Legend of Zelda, but no one's asking who is Ganon. Like, he is this man who was like, he inherited a kingdom and he chose to use the power, wink, wink,
mm-hmm.
to corrupt. And an interesting thought occurred to me where Ganondorf, I'm sorry, I meant to say Ganondorf, not Ganon. Ganon is the dark beast that lives within his heart. Mm-hmm. Ganondorf is a warlord. And when he takes over Hyrule, he kills the king of Hyrule, drives Princess Zelda and Impa out, and seemingly obliterates the entire population of Castletown.
Yeah. It's pretty brutal there.
What you don't see is that the Gerudo's lives are any way enhanced by this. Like, it seems like he's
still kind of living in the desert with just empty stone buildings.
They're just
nothing around.
They're still surviving as thieves, even though they've like their leader god has taken over the world. Mm-hmm. And their lives are still just as thieves in the desert. You don't see them anywhere else.
This is sounding familiar.
It's like when a dictator loses sight of the quality of life of his core.
It's like when a real estate game show host mogul decides that he should run for president and tells everybody that he's doing it for them. And then for some reason, like, he just keeps making billions and billions of dollars and none of it seems to trickle down. But anyway, to your
and Ganondorf's a big Cheeto.
To big mango Mussolini. That's what Ganon is. Anyways, yeah, they explained the lore in Skyward Sword of like why Ganondorfs become Ganons.
The curse of demise, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like why is the one male Gerudo that's born is never, I don't think, addressed. Maybe? I mean, I don't remember the Tears of the Kingdom like flashback stories super well. It was just kind of like, well,
it was kind of a repeat of Ocarina's first introduction to Ganondorf, where he pledges fealty to King of Hyrule, and then you get to see his like assault. Man, that assault was great when Rauru deflects them.
Yeah,
like
it really is just kind of like
so cool,
the fleshed out version of this story. there's there's like the Hyrule Warriors Tears of the Kingdom edition. Basically, I have not played yet.
Age of Calamity. Or no.
That was the Breath of the Wild one.
Yeah, what is that other one called?
It just came out like with the Switch 2. It with very little fanfare.
Yeah.
So I'm in no rush to play it because I think it's $70 and they never put it on sale.
Yeah.
But there's probably some new lore in there that like then they go, no, that's not really canon. I don't know. So yeah, they've never really explained the why in a way that like, I don't know, it borders on like racist. Like the one dark-skinned quote race of like humanoids, the bad guy always comes from them, and it's like very like Arab coded.
Of course, yeah.
Like, which, you know, when like ever like mostly when Japanese game companies stumble into like, oh, you did something that's accidentally racist in America, like
they double down.
Yeah, well, I have like a little bit of forgiveness for them because it's like they're not steeped in like the weird racist history of our culture day in and day out. You know, it's like maybe they're vaguely familiar, but like they don't mean any harm, you know.
Ganondorf means harm though.
He sure does.
So Link frees the carpenters, he joins the girl gang, and then you have access to the Gerudo Desert, which with the aid of the Lens of Truth and a helpful Poe, you can navigate much like the Lost Woods, where it's like this like maze labyrinth that has one set path to follow that's not immediately like easy to identify. You need some extra steps in order to know where you're going.
And this is like the thing I was saying about how they managed to make the space feel like way bigger by like having to follow this ghost around in circles for a little bit.
Yep.
Gives you this sense of like really feeling lost in the desert. Like, oh, I did cross a desert, when it's like, it was probably like 200 steps.
I've been through the desert on a horse named Epona.
It's like if we were to scale this out, just like you probably would about 1 to 2 football fields.
Sure.
So this is one element where I'm like, oh, it does kind of still hold up, like that they suspend your disbelief around the actual scale of the adventure.
For sure. And a design like tenet for Miyamoto making any Zelda game is for it to have to capture the feeling of a Zen garden, of a little place that you can change, and it's going to have familiarity because you're able to kind of absorb the entire layout with with ease.
Yeah. Which is another thing that like, oh man, there's so much bones of these FromSoft games that everybody loves these days. Is like, until Elden Ring, like they're actually like they feel so huge, and they genuinely are. But then like after you've been through them, like you realize like, oh, these were pretty much like contiguous spaces.
Interesting.
That are like maybe a square mile or two, you know, within like that world. Like it's not doing the same thing this does, where it scales out and it wants you to feel like this is a huge like continent. It's like, no, it feels really big, but it is this interconnected world that is genuinely like, oh, it's a pretty small scale, but you're like, oh, the world's so big and expansive. Anyway, so as you're crossing the desert though, you can run out to this magic carpet hippie guy.
Look, everyone, it's David Crosby.
Yeah, you hang out with David Crosby, smoke a good one, and buy some bomb shoes from him. It's probably the only thing I spent my money on the whole game.
Besides the Hylian shield.
Oh yeah, I was sitting on these 200 rupees. I've had almost the entire game.
And the big Goron sword.
I don't remember paying for the big Goron sword. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Maybe I'm just mistaking the Goron knife. I don't know. I'm not going to get it this playthrough.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I don't even know. I mean, I'm sure it is a doable task to like, because you got to like run across Hyrule in like a certain amount of time. Without Epona, I don't know how easy that is.
I don't know if you can do it without Epona.
Yeah.
Maybe if you are truly optimizing the tricks to move as quick as possible.
Maybe I'll try cocaine. I don't know. I've never tried it.
Why not? And then do it while you're on cocaine and just let me know how it goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, once you follow this ghost through, you end up at the spirit temple, and you can go in and find that you are disrupted by rocks. Basically, there's once you get into the spirit temple, you can basically not go any further.
Right. There's
just
a gigantic
room,
a gigantic stone cube, I guess. I don't even know if it's a cube. It's like you need the silver gauntlets in order to be able to get those guys out of the way. And and then you see that there's another little entrance that you're too old and big to fit through. Uh-oh, what's that mean?
Yeah. And the way you solve this is you just peruse the room, and then you walk back out, and Sheik is waiting for you and teaches you the song to bring you to the platform that's way out here in the desert.
No more having to do that desert nonsense. You can just zip and zop right there.
And then there's like also these two big stones at the opening entrance that are like, to go in this side, you need to be a child. To go in this side, you need to be a big, strong man.
That's right.
It's pretty obvious what's going on here without having to do a whole lot of head scratching. But it is, again, probably my favorite dungeon design in the game. So we'll get into it.
The Desert Colossus. It's the temple houses several gigantic statues of a goddess. Do you know what goddess it is, Josh?
I do not.
It's Din. This is a guru, because you think about it, like Ganondorf is aligned with the Triforce of Power, which represents Din, the creator goddess of power. Makes sense that they would. And it's a goddess, and these are female statues. The Gerudo are an all-female race, besides Ganondorf. And in earlier versions of Ocarina of Time, like there a lot of info on like beta releases of Ocarina of Time have surfaced in the past few months. More new information of just like file names and different like items. And the original like asset name for the giant statue was Evil God. And I forget if it officially got changed to Din, but it's basically, when you look at the statue of the goddess, you can find the silver gauntlets in her right hand. Might is right. It's a philosophy of bad people, essentially.
Yeah.
But it all kind of, it makes sense thematically that's where you are, and it makes sense too that the Gerudo would be, worshippers of Din specifically.
Yeah. It reminds me of the I don't know if this is true. I feel like there's a scene in like The West Wing where they talk about the eagle carpet on the floor of the Oval Office. It has arrows in the right hand and wheat in the left hand.
Yeah.
And it faces right at times of war, and we change it to face left in peace.
Really?
Like some dumb crap like that. That's like probably not true.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's from The West Wing or not. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know. I've heard similar, things to what you're saying.
Yeah.
Symbolically. But in the cutscene where Sheik meets you, I like the thing where she says about like this. The sword is a ship from which you can swim up and down stream of time, or something like that, and it just gives you the hint of like, come back here as a kid, you idiot, and then you see. What's the owl's name?
Kapora Gabora.
He's just chilling there, like watching you, which is very cute. Which then, like, does that kill the theory that Rauru is Kapora Gaborba?
Not at all.
Or is he able to shift and leave the sacred realm to continue to observe Link in this era?
If I were to posit a theory, it's that Rauru is very much like I I guess I hate to bring up Game of Thrones because I know you're not a fan, but Bran Stark.
Other people will get what you're saying.
Bran Stark in the world of A Song of Ice and Fire is known as a green seer, which is basically he can put his consciousness into other living things. And often that means that like green seers have like animal familiars that like stay by their side because if I were to shoot my brain into your cat's brain, she would still be there, but I would be like, I'd be Shinji.
Coach.
I'd be Shinji piloting the Gundam. Or sorry, the
God damn it! Get out of my house!
I'm so sorry. I mean the Eva. And so like you form like a deep bond with the animals that you're taking control of. I think Rauru is in the same kind of camp where he's able to put his consciousness into Kaepora Gaebora, or he's able to just be in two places at the same time, or it's just there to give you like tutorials,
or they didn't think that hard about it.
Yeah.
Either way,
I believe the Hyrule Historia or the Zelda Encyclopedia does do more justice. Neither of which I've read does do more justice to the theory that Kaepora Gaebora and Rauru are one and the same.
And once we return to being a child, that's pretty much all you gotta do is just warp to the desert and run the dungeon. There's not a whole lot else waiting for you in your childhood.
I mean, unless you want to do the magic bean,
I guess
side quests.
There's side quests for sure,
or the mask trading. Did you do any of that?
I didn't do a single mask thing in this playthrough.
That's okay.
We're not going to be that thorough. I apologize if you're a real mask side quest head.
If you are, let us know in the comments what is the most satisfying aspect of the mask quest, because I've never really found that much joy in it.
I mean, I'll speak to it. Like as a kid, when you find out like that the end result is that you get the Mask of Truth, right? And that you can read what the
gossip stones.
Yeah,
they give you some unique dialogue.
Going around getting all that dialogue is fun. Maybe we should just pull up a script of it all, just at some point, maybe in the last episode, just see if there's any like interesting lore things that we might be missing from them.
Sure.
But that's, I don't know. It's just not worth it to me as an adult to mess with that. But anyways, when we go back,
I'm pretty sure masks become more important in the sequel.
Absolutely. But when we go back, Nabooru, who is the leader of the Gerudo that they said went to the Colossus, right? When we were an adult, she's there. I'm just trying to figure out like the timeline. Have they just been waiting for her for 7 years? Like just out in the desert, because they're like, Nabooru went to the spirit temple. They tell you that as an adult, right?
Yes.
And then you go as a child and she's there. She's like, hey kid, there's some treasure in here I want. You're small enough. Will you go get it?
Right.
And then at the end of this little quest through it as a child, she gets taken by my two favorite villains in the game. Kawumi and Kotake. I love them so much.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that.
We'll talk about them.
So it's like she just disappeared for 7 years and still in their like thief hideout. They're like, oh yeah, she's out there. She'll be back.
Yeah. She gets brainwashed and turned into the
Iron Knuckle.
That's right.
But in the meantime,
right. So at young Link enters the Desert Colossus, and Nabooru is too tall to go through the crawly space, and she's basically like, "Listen, kid, like you go get the treasure, and I'll keep it."
Yeah.
And Link's just like,
he's like, I'm a dumb idiot. Okay.
Well, it's funny because it's like he never is just like yes because he doesn't talk. So it's just like, oh, there's a treasure in there. Interesting. Yeah. I bet I'll find it.
And she does explicitly say like, they wouldn't fit you anyway. That's her reasoning
right.
for like,
maybe if you were approximately 7 years older, they would fit you. Do you think it was 7 years to the day from that, like the time travel?
Well, several days have now passed. If you're just playing the game, you know. So like every time you go back and forth, I don't know. I'm running into this as I'm writing. I'm 15,000 words deep into writing about Chrono Trigger. for a big old project that maybe will happen someday. And it has this same kind of thing of like time moves forward simultaneously, like in parallel in multiple timelines. This is only 2 timelines, so it's not that complicated.
Right.
But like, I guess that's how it works, is like if a day passes when you're an adult, a day passed when you were a child, kind of.
I don't know. It's a doozy.
Yeah.
Time travel really messes with my head.
I don't know what you said that reminded me of this, but I forgot to mention when I did the Gerudo stealth mission, it was nighttime. Oh, because we're talking about the day-night cycle. So I didn't hear the Gerudo theme until I had solved the stealth thing.
Oh, heck yeah.
And I'm like, that's kind of interesting. It was kind of fun. It was like I like got like, oh, all the place got lit up and the cool theme dropped when I returned as a like quote unquote member of the gang.
Yeah.
You know?
That's wonderful. I think that's the best way to experience the song in the game.
It's
like
cool.
After it's a reward.
Yeah, I'm very particular about like how songs are introduced in a video game, especially like all timers, like the Gerudo music.
That I'm really glad you brought that up, Josh, because Ocarina of Time is the first Zelda game to have this type of dynamic soundtrack where it's not just like it's not just the same song on loop over and over again, depending on what level you're at. It's like you'll hear theme music, and then if you enter a fight, it goes into a fight song.
This is my fight song. It just plays that for hours.
That's right. And this is the first Zelda to do that. And that became an easy decision for them to keep up with in all the other 3D releases. And I think that's just a wonderful innovation that could have been overlooked very easily.
Yeah. And then within the Spirit Temple, this is absolutely my favorite, I think, temple music as well. Like I found it quite meditative compared to some of the others. There was 1 or 2 that were like bordering on grating. I think the Fire Temple was a little annoying, but this is absolutely my favorite music. Maybe favorite like aesthetic design of a temple. Like it's the most I don't know. I really like this temple, but I'm going to let you talk about it for a second while I collect my thoughts.
So thematically, the Spirit Temple it's a challenge for anybody that goes in there. It's like it reminds me a lot of like the shrines that you find throughout Breath of the Wild, where there's just like there are these specific tests that look to have been specifically manufactured for this world and not as a video game. It's like this place is challenging in a real world perspective. I don't know if that makes sense, but like it looks like it's an intentionally designed place to test your skills.
It very much does. I don't know how much I could sort of speak to like environmentally it making sense, but from a gameplay perspective, I think you described exactly why this is my favorite.
Yeah,
is because almost every room I go in, I get this feeling of like I understand what you're asking of me, and it's just a matter of solving the like how aspect of it. Versus something like the Water Temple that was all about navigating the architecture in a way that like you don't really give me quite enough tools to do it very well.
Yeah.
Like you don't give me enough map tools that like I can make sense of the architecture and visualize it and solve it mentally. It's more of like a guess and check kind of thing. I only ran into like 1 or 2 instances in this temple where I was kind of like guessing and checking like where they wanted me to go next. And it was like, I love the linearity. I love the design of the puzzles. And it's like a combination of sort of logic puzzles and physical challenge puzzles as both adult and child Link, using like all the tools you've gotten so far. It's very good.
We've done a lot of talk about like why we think Ocarina of Time isn't the best Zelda game.
Yeah.
But as I'm like feverishly playing this like every day, I'm starting to think this is the best Zelda game. Like I forgive all of its like aging issues because it's an almost 30-year-old video game that
Mhm.
as I'm playing it on the native hardware, I'm still having a blast playing. And it's just like I would choose this over Breath of the Wild
Ooh.
as like a forever game.
I would not. I would definitely prefer to play Breath of the Wild over and over again still. Um
And your obvious reasons are so valid
yeah.
that it's like I don't think I'm making a good point. I'm almost like a do not resuscitate right now. Like it's just
Well, I think like the compromised position like we're landing on here is that like um is this game objectively the best game of all time? Is it objectively the best Zelda of all time? Because people on the internet talk about it in those terms. And I think the answer is no, but we are discovering so much of the like innovation of this game in this playthrough that like makes it worthy of the test of time that it's like it's not just nostalgia.
no, not at all.
Especially for like people who are passionate about like game design and game development. It's like, no, everything you love about modern games is here, or at least modern 3D games. Like all those bones were here because like I've been doing a lot of comparison to Tomb Raider in playing this because one, we played Tomb Raider for this about a year and a half ago.
Yeah, check out that series. I'll link that below.
And then two, it was like the biggest 3D action platformer before this game.
Yep.
So it's funny because like especially in this dungeon, I saw like, oh, there's a lot of Tomb Raider bones in this. We said this about the water temple too. That like, oh, these guys definitely like were tuned into Tomb Raider and how much of a like sensation it was.
Yeah, they were tombed in.
Yeah. So like, but like they did so much to improve upon like things that I think we both found frustrating about Tomb Raider.
Oh yes.
There's still a couple things. There was a couple moments in this dungeon that weren't as bad as Tomb Raider, but like I remember this complaint we had where like you would hit a switch in Tomb Raider and then it would just do a jump cut to the thing that you changed, but give you no sense,
no context clue. Yeah,
no context of where that's oriented in the space in relation to where you are. That happened to me like 2 or 3 times in this dungeon. It wasn't as bad as Tomb Raider. It was like, oh no, it really is just on the other side of the room. But like, I was like, no, you need the camera to follow from there to where I am now, so I know how to get there.
Yeah, Ocarina of Time's more generous with those types of assisted reveals, I guess.
Yeah. But there's still like a couple clumsy ones. But no, I don't know. I had a really good time playing this dungeon. I like the linearity. I like that it's just room to room puzzle solving and not a lot of backtracking. I
know this is the ultimate backtrack. You have to go back 7 years in order to finish it.
Oh, that's true. But like, I don't know. I felt, especially like the child section, it felt like a nice little like, oh, here's a loop through some rooms. It felt like breezy. It felt like the amount of time I want to spend on it. And then I really like the contrast of the iron knuckle fights as child and adult.
Yes.
Because I remember as a kid playing the game, like the iron knuckle fights felt insanely difficult. And because he hits so hard that like if you do not learn his movement patterns, you will be punished over and over and over again.
For sure. Or you could just spam it with bomb shoes.
Oh yeah. And like, and again, this is such like this is like the first Souls like, or you know, like FromSoft boss design. This like, it's like
its reveal is even like a Souls-like game where like the boss has this little like preamble before the fight starts.
Yeah, it's like you're going blow for blow against this like big guy, and if your positionality is wrong, if you read his attacks wrong, you will be punished. And like you can risk reward how much time you want to spend right up on him versus backing away to safety. It's very, very rudimentary but it's like, again, the bones of that design style are in this fight
This is like one of the first games where you could have this type of fight.
Right.
Like,
because
and
it's the first time you could target an enemy like this.
The earliest game that I could think of that could be comparable to like the Souls-like boss fights would be Bushido Blade. And I think we talked about this in a previous episode, but it's just like an ultra real. Have you played Bushido Blade?
I've not.
It's an ultra realistic, like feudal Japanese like samurai fighting game with weapons with no health bar, because it is just like fatal strikes every time.
Right.
So like some fights could just be like 2 seconds, and a lot of the time playing it on the PS1, it was just like, oh, I'm dead.
Yeah.
Like, oh, like maybe I'll try a larger sword to get better reach, or maybe a naginata, the spear sword that a lot of
I think I've seen Sekiro compared to it. Sekiro is very much that. Like, if you run in and your positioning's wrong, and like you are just flailing, you don't know what's going on, like you're just dead in 2 seconds.
Yeah, I believe
2
that.
hits, you're dead. And like, I remember Rainbow Six at the time being like the first person shooter version of that.
Yeah.
Where like, it was like, no, you don't have just like tons of armor to absorb a ton of hits. It's like, if you're in the wrong position and they see you, they hit you once, and it's like, that's a bullet. Yeah, you're dead.
Yeah, you're dead. Josh,
I love that game for that.
So happy that you brought up Rainbow Six.
I thought it was incredible as a kid.
It's based on a novel that I just purchased.
Yes.
Adaptations. Can't video games forever. I need a reason to live.
That's probably like one of the earliest like adaptations of like a contemporary like adult oriented novel to a video game, right? Because it started, that's like a novel series first, isn't it?
Yes.
Is it Tom Clancy?
Yes. It's I'm looking up the date of publishing right now. Yes, because I just did a search for the words Rainbow Six, and it's first listed as a video game series because they were probably more popular than the books were. Because, you know, I've noticed as a writer who left the field, more people do pretty much anything besides read if they can.
True. So I will say the like one thing I didn't love about this dungeon is that the item that you get as Child Link, the silver gauntlets, it's basically just a key. Like, it's a key that has a very specific function.
I'm in full agreement. I really think it would have made more sense to like up the attack power for Link when he gets the silver gauntlets. Like, just
like
make
he
it
swings harder.
Make it swings harder. Like, there's already like a fairy power up where you get your health basically doubled by having the white outlines around the hearts.
Yeah.
And for your magic, you get the white outlines around that. Like, just make it so that like the attack icon has like a white outline, and that lets you know that you're hitting twice as hard. It'd be nice, but they didn't do that.
Yeah. It's a key that gets used twice in this dungeon as an adult. It's you need it to enter the dungeon, and then I think there's one other puzzle where it's like not even a puzzle. It's just like, oh, because you're an adult now, you could push this block that was already behind a key that you couldn't, or behind a switch you couldn't get as a kid anyway. It's kind of a throwaway item. I get it as a like gatekeeping way to progress through this, but like compared to like, oh my god, the hook shot, the arrows, it's I'm not having a lot of fun here.
Do you mind rewinding that footage a little bit of Nabooru? So Link gets the silver gauntlets in the Colossus hand. And
let's roll that back.
Nabooru gets, it looks like, sucked into a puddle of gloom.
Yeah.
That's
it's purple.
Been summoned by the weird sisters. I wonder what the, like, because so much of Zelda is based in like Shinto like religion tropes and just like Japanese folklore, and I would love to see like a more thorough explanation of like what the weird sisters are a reference to. Like that's more than what Zelda is. But yeah, Kotake and Kuume, they're not Ganondorf's mothers, but they raised him. We never have a fully defined explanation of who Ganondorf's parents are. And here's the thing, Josh. The Gerudo go into Hyrule to find mates. And that means that every Gerudo that's born is half Gerudo and half something else.
Mm-hmm.
So logically, I don't think you can cross. Well, I don't know. Can Link crossbreed with Ruto, like with the Zora people? But like, what is
Hyrule's a weird place, man.
I mean, can we get like a half Zora, half
It's
Goron?
like, how are there Hylians and humans? It's
yeah.
something like that
And
happened.
I remember in Twilight Princess they introduce another humanoid species that's not Hylian, but that looks more like a normal human being in the world. It's a strange. I forget what they're called.
It's not the Rito.
No, not the Rito. Let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
What's the weird humans in Twilight Princess?
I did find there's a Reddit post from only a year ago.
Yeah.
Where somebody claims they've discovered the inspiration for Kaume and Koteke in a book by Seishi Yokomiso.
Nice.
I was reading this book of the amazing author who wrote great crime books. In the book, The Village of Eight Graves, there's two old twins called Kaume and Koteke who are aunts of the protagonists, and these have to be the origin. It's from 1946, and he's just like, yeah, I was just reading this book, and there it was.
Nice. I love that. Thank you. Thanks, Reddit.
Yeah, interesting.
Most of the time I try to avoid Reddit like the plague, but I love when it gives you the gold.
I only use it for like when I'm Google searching something something very niche like that, and the first thing that comes up is a Reddit reply. I'm like, oh yeah, somebody probably figured it out there.
I am far too gentle-hearted for Reddit. I can't deal with it most of the time. People are way too snarky.
It's a disaster. It's terrible. Stay away from it. But anyways,
but who's Ganondorf's mom? Like, who is Ganondorf's dad? Maybe it's Ingo's.
The stork
relatives.
brings them. Just it's stork logic. The stork comes with a little baby and I don't know. I just don't think too hard about that kind of stuff in Zelda.
That's all I got, man. I was thinking about Ingo, as I usually do, on a nice day.
Yeah.
And how he's like kind of he's like the archetype of the Yiga clan. It's like a Hylian or a Sheikah who is a Ganondorf collaborator.
Mm-hmm.
And that's an interesting thought that like perhaps there's just like, I mean, because like I wonder if Ganondorf's father would have been a Sheikah
Mm-hmm.
like person, because like he's got this like he's got an obvious interest in magic, and the Sheikah seem to be the magic folk of Hyrule more so than the Hylians. Hylians are like your standard humanoid, whereas the Sheikah are more the mystical,
they control the old magics.
Yeah. But it's just a thought exercise about like who is Ganondorf's parents? Who are Ganondorf's parents? And does he ever have does he ever find love?
No, he does not. That's why there's so much anger and hatred in his heart that desires power over anything else.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
It's as human as any other story. I'm not getting laid, so what am I going to do? I'm going to wield power over other people. So once we have the Silver Gauntlets and we see Nabooru get kidnapped, we can go back and we can get in because we can use our Silver Gauntlet key. I went and I tried to get the thing that gives you the
white outline.
The white outline upgraded health. And then I realized, oh no, there's another Silver Gauntlet that's just a key to open two things.
Oh, you mean the completely unique golden
gauntlet? Yeah, I forgot about that. So I ran up to the thing. I was like, oh yeah, this is a different.
Gosh dang it.
Yeah. But anyway, we can now go through the Spirit Temple adult side.
Yeah.
And it's more
the same
fun
stuff. Puzzles. You know, it's just like there's that. I love the smaller statue inside the main chamber of the Spirit Temple that has the snake and the goddess with her hands with the palms stretched to the sky. It's never fully explained, but it gives you that lovely lived-in world feeling that is like,
Yes.
this is an ancient place that has secrets not even available to the player. And I think games are more interesting when they are not explaining themselves.
Yes, I agree with that. That's another reason I like this temple.
Yeah,
There's a
yeah.
lot of set pieces that make you wonder that, like, yeah, they environmentally ask questions but don't answer them. My preferred method is when, like, oh, if you're a freak, you can use the environmental clues to understand the lore, like the FromSoft games.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's not the end of the world if they don't do that. I think Zelda's like amount of mystery is totally fine. I did have like just a little, this is on the adult side, I got a little bit lost at one point where there's like a room I needed a key for that I don't know, I just couldn't find it for a while. I really like the room with like the stone boulders where you have to get the giant silver rupees, and there's these little alcoves that some of them are hidden on, and one of them has a sculptula, and like the way they negotiate making sure you can stay on camera is like the camera just cuts to this like really close up shot in that alcove. It feels, I don't know, it feels very unnecessarily cinematic in a very fun way where I think it was just them problem solving for like, how can we make it so the player can still see their guy when he goes in here. And then you get the reflective shield,
The mirror
the
shield.
mirror shield as your item here. It's also after the iron knuckle fight, right? It's another iron knuckle fight.
Yeah.
That leads you out to it, which is another, I really like the parallel design of like, you get a sense once you get to a certain point as adult Link, you're like, aha, I'm almost to the item because I'm in this like room that I know leads to the iron knuckle fight. It's going to be the same thing. And then I'm going to get the item right after. But the iron knuckle fight this time is extremely easy, especially if you have the big Goron sword.
That's right.
Not that it was hard the first time. You just kind of like backflip, jump slash, backflip, jump slash.
Yep.
But like when you're learning it as a kid,
it's incredible.
You
feel like you're actually in a duel, which is what the game was built around. Was
Exactly.
like that core feeling of 1 versus 1 duel. I forget the word is of the specific Japanese theater style that they're replicating.
Yeah, we talked about that early on.
But
like
that's
that
so
sort of
important to the gameplay.
Kurosawa
experience.
style of like all these guys like off to the side. Like, why aren't they getting in there and just ambushing him?
Yeah.
But in this case, it's truly like that one-on-one duel. And then you just, again, with the big Goron sword, you just destroy him.
The iron knuckle fight is great too because you can use the iron knuckle to like destroy pillars that contain hearts in it. So you can lead him and kind of bait him into, or her, I'm sorry. You can bait her into
there's 3 of
it.
them.
That's right.
And I assume that Naburu is only the last
That's
one.
right. You're correct on that. The mirror shield is really interesting in terms of like what it does because it first, do you know if it can get eaten by a like?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either because like you can get soft locked without it.
And it's unfortunately once again it's like you are at least solving a few puzzles with it, but it's really like, yes, there's one puzzle you need to solve in this temple
and then a boss fight.
It's one of my favorite puzzles in the game because of the way it forces you to interact and manipulate with the architecture in the 3D space.
Yeah.
It's like the opposite of what I was running into in the fortress. It's like this situation when you go into this top floor and you could see the beams of light, you understand immediately what to do. It's a matter of just figuring out the how. Yep. And it spatially makes a lot more sense. It's fun, but it's just like it's a little disappointing. It's like that's all this item's good for is that, and then this upcoming boss.
That's
fight.
Right. And when you're using, because like you find a source of sunlight, you like blow a hole in a wall that lets in some sunlight, and it's really similar to the electricity puzzles in Breath of the Wild, where you're trying
connecting
to create a
circuits.
chain of events in order to provide power to the area that you need it to go. Yeah, very satisfying. Some of my favorite moments in the game are in this temple for sure. I really love the way it plays. I love the way that the rooms feel. Yeah, the music's great. This is an all-time bang. I know we've been complaining about a lot of the temples as we go through every episode. We focus on a specific temple, and we've got a lot of gripes. But this one, I've really got nothing but compliments to offer.
Yeah.
Can I take a little sidestep? In this
Hit me.
temple, you encounter the Bemost. They're on screen right now. That's the Guardians from Breath of the Wild.
They're a nightmare. And I think this particular one that I have on screen, oh my God, I think they killed me at one point because like, again, I ran into this issue of like just positionality. I was not, I just kind of screwed up.
Yeah.
Like, because I wanted to hook shot to the top of this tower they want you to climb.
Yeah.
And I missed. And then I'm like, oh, they got me.
Yeah, they got you.
That was very Guardian like.
But like the it's so funny because like when you first encounter Guardians in Breath of the Wild, they're stationary.
Mm-hmm.
They have a 360 range of vision and they shoot blue lasers at you. It's like, holy crap. I don't know how I missed that. I thought that they were supposed to be more of a representation of like the Octoroks. Because like in the first game, the Octoroks are huge compared to Link. Sort of like, in terms of like, making it feel real. Like I thought that's what they were doing. But when I was playing this most recent time through, I was like, oh my God, the Bemosts are the Guardians. And they seem to be like not necessarily Ganon technology, but corrupted Sheikah technology.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just me playing the what if game right now.
No, I'm down for that. I think that's a very well made case.
I have to also sing the praises of the pacing of Ocarina of Time, specifically in the power fantasy of you start off as a child, you play through 3 temples as a child, then you go to an adult, you play through 3 temples as an adult, then you need to go back to being a child. So they give you a nice chunk of time where you specifically are an adult, and then you have to go back to being a kid. And the big difference that I love as a player of Ocarina of Time is you start off the game, Link's weapons are not all usable to his adult self, and vice versa. Adult weapons aren't usable to kids. And it's like when you are a kid and you have to grow up and put your toys away.
Yeah.
And then like now you've got like you move up from a BB gun to an AR-15 and you're ready to go.
From a practical sense, doesn't really make sense. Like what? Like the handle of his slingshot was too small.
I know it's very silly because there are certain moments where it's like I'm out of arrows, but I've got a full bag of Deku seeds. Like, can I please use a I'm an adult. I am a 40-year-old man. I still can use a slingshot. I'm good with the slingshot.
Yeah,
it's a little infuriating.
Yeah. And then this being the like final test of like getting to see the comparison of the strength back to back in a similar space. Is very cool.
Thank you. You finished my thought. That is exactly right. Because this temple is the first one that you go to as both young and adult Link. And I think that is
it's brilliant
beautiful.
To make this the last one.
Yes.
And then this is a nice setup for then solving the boss key. It's just a single room in this where like you have to use your sword fighting skills. You have to use the hammer to destroy these these doors on the wall that'll just fall on you if you don't use the hammer, which you need to remember from the fire temple.
Yep.
And then that reveals a little eye puzzle that you have to shoot with your arrow, which unloads a block, like an ice block in there. That part's a little clumsy. And then like you have to look around. How do I get on that block? Oh, there's a hook shot thing on the ceiling. So it like forces you through all these tools that you've collected as an adult in this really simple puzzle room. It's like I was like, oh, this is just an escape room, like that, like one of those little things people go on, like team building.
Have you ever done one of those?
No,
I have not either. But I would like to believe that our like combined like training through a lifetime of Zelda games and for like Resident Evil games, like I would like to believe that we'd be well suited
to be fair. Anytime a escape room style puzzle came up in a Resident Evil game, I immediately would look up the answer because I'm like, I don't care. I'm just here to run, like to shoot zombies and see the story.
That's right.
But it once you have the boss key, obviously it's just like that's it. You just go and fight the witches, which again, my favorite boss fight in the game, my favorite boss characters in the game,
Oh yeah.
because they very much are characters. They do so much work to characterize them very quickly. So you will go in and face a iron knuckle. They send at you first, right? I forget if the iron knuckle attack. Oh no, yeah, they like sick the iron knuckle on you when you walk in on them. And they do just this tiny little thing to characterize that like this armored fella is not the same as the other ones that you fought. That like it doesn't just get up and start fighting. It gets up and then it raises its arm, is like, wait, I don't have my weapon yet. And it summons its axe.
It's so cool.
As just like a way to be like, something's different here. And then when you beat it, that's when you see that it's Nabooru. Like it has this confused look for just a second, then it has to summon the axe.
Yeah. Now the reason that Nabooru was kidnapped and brainwashed by Ganondorf and the evil sisters is because she was a Gerudo who was opposed to Ganondorf's methodology and goals. And she didn't mind. She was basically, it's that she opposed the fact that Ganondorf killed women and children.
Mm-hmm.
And Nabooru, while she's a thief, she's like the noble thief. She's a lot like Rouge from Final Fantasy Legend of the Crystal, where she's like
what a pull.
And be sure to follow the link below. The fun little talk there. But she's like, I mean, she's a thief with a heart of gold. That like, she's like, I don't kill people for their money, but I will take their money.
Yeah,
and she just wanted to kind of continue the proud Gerudo heritage tradition of being a desert thief, which is a little racially insensitive in the way that's kind of like, no, that's just our way.
Yeah,
but sure. But so that's why she ends up getting brainwashed and then forced to do some war crimes essentially as the Iron Knuckle. Which is great storytelling, very quick, very very succinct. That like once Link defeats her, he also frees her. Like the mind control circlet that was on her head is broken when Link destroys the armor, and then she's coming to and like reckoning with the fact that like she's been a slave to Ganondorf for the past 7 years.
Yeah. Another thing that like I really appreciate about this game, and it's like like economic use of like data availability.
Oh yeah.
Is in giving characters like this, like just a little, like a little noise. It like, oh, I know what their voice sounds like.
Yes.
So even though they can't fully voice act this, I have a voice in my head from just them going, you know, like, and same with Ganon, like,
oh, he's great.
Like it's defined what his voice sounds like.
Yes.
And I really think that's just like a beautiful, economic use of like what we've only got. I don't know how big the cartridge was, like probably 32 megabits or something insane like that. These things are truly like, I don't know. This is what I love about old video games. I don't know if I've said this before, but like when you understand like the way like we will produce just content slop now that's like, whatever, 4 gigabyte video, who cares? Like just throw it up on the internet. Versus these guys had like tiny, like what is like a single like picture that you might take with your camera
yes.
now. Was the entire this entire world is the size of one photo on your iPhone. Is nuts to think about how they had to be so economic with their use of resources to make it happen. Is like always going to be like alchemy to me, you know. Like magic.
Limitation is the mother of necessity, and necessity is the mother of invention. And when you're forced to work within a canvas, like you've got to make the most of that canvas. And they really, they had to make some sacrifices because there was supposed to be a spirit temple. There was supposed to be like all this additional stuff. Like every medallion was supposed to be a special arrow power that they just couldn't fit it all in. and it adds charm. When it's like kids these days just don't get how much information they have available to them, and like how much entertainment they have available to them. It's like the curse of like
you don't gotta tell me twice.
The curse of like, where I have every single Nintendo game, but same. I can't decide what to play. Whereas when I had a collection of 6 Nintendo games, I knew what I was playing. It was so easy to make up your mind. But this fight with Kotake and Koume is one of the best boss fights in the game. It's so fun. It's a 1-on-2 fight. That's fun. But then it goes into a 1-on-1 fight. I think it's the hag from Howl's Moving Castle who physically resembles these 2 sisters. You see her a lot online where she's doing the breakfast cooking with the living fire, where she's like cracks the eggs, puts the bacon in the pan. She looks a lot. I mean, it's just the witchy hag representation of how a Japanese person sees that is very reminiscent of this.
Yeah, which I mean reminds me of like Zelda games have always been deeply in relationship, in conversation with like Miyazaki Studio Ghibli films in this way. That's like, oh yeah, I guess it was all like, because that's what part of what I love about Breath of the Wild, and why it's like this is the game I would recommend to people who are not video game players.
Sure,
is like
it'll convert you.
It's so welcoming in its art direction and style. And like, these characters in particular remind you how much that style has always been part of Zelda. Even if they couldn't quite achieve it, it's like, no. Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom is, I think, what the vision kind of always was.
Yeah, I agree with that. Because it so closely resembles the concept artwork for the older games that it's just like that was the vision, and the limitation forced them to do some more like, representation instead of fully embellishing the idea.
Like, guys, I don't know if you want that remake as bad as you say you do.
I know it. So one of the things
we got less than 6 months. They said before the end of 2026, it'll be here. We'll find out. Godspeed,
Nintendo.
Yeah, good luck. It'll sell a bajillion copies, regardless of how good it is.
Yeah, that is true. The fight with the sisters is so one is fire elemental, one is ice elemental, and you use the mirror shield to reflect one, like you reflect the ice to hit the fire. Fire and ice, man.
Yeah, I love it in concept. I hate it mechanically.
Yeah, it's a little wonky with the aiming with the shield. The shield is a little bit difficult.
The fact that the controls aren't inverted felt really weird to me.
Agreed.
It was really hard for me to adapt. Like every time I captured it, I would like do like a inverted, like, no, I push it or I pull it to aim up, and it just, I don't know if it's just because like that's how I scroll on my computer all the time is inverted. Because like cameras in modern video games now are usually not inverted.
And I'm always, as soon as I start a game, going to settings and inverting the Y-axis.
Yeah, I've adapted to the not inverted camera, but there's something about it where it's like I'm physically controlling where the character is aiming. That feels like it should be an inverted control to me. Yeah. And the fact that it wasn't for this fight, just it made it take at least twice as long for me. But
so there's 2 stages to this boss fight. Yeah. First, it's you versus the 2 sisters, and then they do their double dynamite attack where they and I'm making my second Shining reference for this episode, where they pull a tub lady, right? Like where what starts, well, I guess it's an inverse of the tub lady, where it starts in the Shining, it starts as a beautiful woman who then is revealed to be a hag. In this case, it's 2 hags who turn into one
sexy witch lady,
hot woman.
Yeah, I had a very ooh la la moment.
Oh yeah, and she even winks at Link.
Revealed in beautiful 4K on my OLED television here.
Yeah, not as many jiggle physics as you expect.
Yeah, where's the jiggle? They better put that in the remake. I need to see that.
Alnuma, are you listening? Thanks to AG Alnuma for being a subscriber to our Patreon. Patreon.com/campvideogames.
Do you hear me, buddy?
Shiggy. Listen up.
Your wife wants some big old tigs to jiggle.
Shiggle physics.
Anyway,
I'm
I
sorry.
didn't find this fight difficult. It did take me a while because of what I was talking about with the controls,
Yeah.
but like it still felt like the scale and level of sort of like intimidation of, I know I keep going back to like FromSoft, but
Yeah, it's hard not to at this point.
It's like playing Sekiro at the same time of this has really just drilled into my head how much like influence this had, you know, of like a model they were building off of. But like because it's definitely not as hard at all, but the music does a lot of work. The music and the environment and the scale of the character does a lot of work to like go like, oh, I'm just a little guy trying to survive, you know? And then I'm like looking at my hearts and my fairies. I'm like, oh, I'm nowhere near dying. Like, it would take me like an hour to die to this boss.
Oh, Josh, I've got big news.
Yeah.
I busted my From Software cherry last week.
Oh, hell yeah. With what?
I started playing Elden Ring.
Oh, yeah.
But
oh, yeah, baby.
But here's the thing. I'm just going to take 10 seconds to talk about what is like one of the like one of my like checklist moments for my life. What was that called? The
like a milestone?
bucket list.
Okay.
I went to the Dawn of the Dead Mall. In Pittsburgh, the Monroeville Mall, where the original 1978 Dawn of the Dead was filmed, and I got to walk around what is essentially my mecca.
Mm-hmm.
And while I was there, I brought my PS4 with me because I was alone at a hotel,
awesome.
and I wanted to watch Night, Dawn, and Day of the Dead the first night. So I watched the trilogy before I went to the mall, and then the second night I booted up Elden Ring for the first time. I created a character, basically just selecting every first option that it gave me.
Yeah.
Because I don't know anything about it. I'm going in completely blind.
Don't overthink the character.
Exactly.
Creation. It doesn't matter.
And
they
then,
make it look like it matters, but it doesn't.
And then I played the first room, and then I turned it off, and I just like took a deep breath because I was playing it on a really crappy hotel room TV
on a PS4.
I mean, it looks great.
Sure
it looks great on my 65-inch TV. Like,
yeah, it's a matter of like
I was literally like straining my eyes to read the text because the TV was like probably like a 24-inch like Roku piece of crap.
For me, the big thing with switching to a PS5 for like those types of games is like you're dying and reloading so much that the load time really like,
but I didn't fight a single enemy. I didn't choose every first option. The one thing I chose to like have was it allows you to like take like one item with you, and I chose the boiled shrimp or prawns or something like that.
Call.
And then I accidentally used it, and then I just stopped playing. I was like, I don't know how important that shrimp is.
It was not. It's like that's part of these games. Is just like you just don't know like what's important and what's not. And like generally it's not like it's I don't know. But anyway.
But I will play it in preparation for the Elden Ring movie when that comes out.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, is that what we got to cover next?
I mean, it's up to head camp counselor Michael Mayonnaise.
We'll do some
other
stuff in between, but
we have to.
I'm just like, how do we even? I don't know. We'd probably do it similar to Breath of the Wild, like do like I got
we'll get to it.
But anyways,
okay. So the fight with the twin Rova, that's her name.
Yes,
the two sisters morphed together, and this time, the mirror shield is used to absorb energy, and it's like you have to absorb, I think, 3 blasts of one particular element before you can fire it back at them. It's a lot easier than the first part of the fight. And I thought to myself, why don't they do that kind of energy absorption for the mirror shield with like normal enemies? Like make it so that it's useful and fun outside of this dungeon. Make it so that I can walk around and fight Beamos and maybe reflect.
That would be sick.
If I could reflect the laser back at it with this mirror shield, it's shooting a laser at me. Why can't I reflect it back? Like they have opportunities with this remake to make the assets that you get more worthwhile in the long term and not just in their specific dungeon usage.
Mm-hmm.
The way that so many, I mean, now modern Zelda games have really embraced that, right? Like where it's like, oh yeah, you do need the cryosis rune for your Sheikah slate for one particular part in a divine beast, but you use it throughout the entire game. Like, it's always useful. And if they did that with dungeon items from Ocarina of Time, it wouldn't change the overall experience for the worse in any way, I believe. I think it would only make it more interesting and give more life to the sort of liminal spaces in Hyrule.
No, I wholeheartedly agree with that. Maybe we'll loop around to more remake discussion, or maybe we should wait till our final episode. I have thoughts that are related to that.
Yeah,
but like,
speak your truth, brother.
Nah, let's talk about. I just want to talk about this boss fight's ending before anything else, because I love it so much.
Yes,
it's like you get this really cute. Again, it feels a little Studio Ghibli-esque scene of them, like, what's that thing over your head? And they have halos and they're being summoned. But back to this idea of like economy of design, as they're like being ascended into heaven, hell, whatever these things go to, they start bickering, and you get this like little bickering animation, but then they further amplify it, or like what's the word I'm looking for? But like they use the text boxes to show that, like, oh, they're having a rapid fire argument because their text is showing up and you can't control it in the cutscene.
Yeah,
so fast you can barely read it.
Yeah, it's like trying to like keep up with somebody speaking at rapid pace. Yeah. It's like, wait, what?
Yeah, and like this isn't the first time this has been used in this way. Like, another example off the top of my head is I love in Final Fantasy VII, spoiler alert, when Sephiroth kills Aerith.
What?
And Sephiroth is behind Cloud just saying like cryptic bad guy stuff, and his text boxes are getting covered by Cloud.
Like, it'd be like, shut up,
dude, she's dead. What do you, I don't care. I do not care. Like, I love the way text boxes are used to like demonstrate tone and pace in these games.
Yeah,
that like they just had to figure out a way to do it because they didn't have full voice acting. They didn't have full motion video and yada, yada, yada.
Yeah. It feels like that, like, because like they established rules and then they're kind of breaking them in the way that the text boxes
exactly. Like, you control the pace of the text. It's like, no, these two are fighting. You are not part of this conversation.
That's right.
Either keep up or like you're not part of the conversation. It's great.
I do wonder if they have like an explanation for the Halo, as it's like, I don't think that they have been bathed in the blood of Christ. So I don't think they're going to Christian heaven, but Dompe, when you get to Hookshot, also has a halo above his head. And I think it just might be the representation of like, this is somebody visiting you from the underworld, but they're not Poes.
Yeah.
But they are spirits that have still maintained their identity. Because a Poe seems to be like almost like the ghost version of a Stalfos, where it's like you become a part of this like hive mind or something like that. I am not too keen on Poes as characters in the game, but I do think that they're specifically the souls of these people.
I think what was I saying about this? The halos. They strike me as just one of those things that in like 90s anime they would do all the time, and even like back to Zelda 1, like, let's put a cross on his shield. Let's just take some cool Western iconography that we know like will make sense universally. Is probably like where they got the idea from the halos for. Is like, I don't know, Christians use halos on angels to show that they're dead. So like, let's put halos on our dead characters. Is probably what they thought.
A halo is an interesting like concept because it's like a circlet. It's like almost like a crown that has specific, like, it means you're in alignment with a tribe of people that has like
usually a higher being, like angels. Which it's very funny because my wife had a halo crown as part of her wedding dress.
I
was like, yeah, you can go for it. Do it.
Maybe they got the idea from like Tom and Jerry cartoons. I don't know, like, because they always show the halos too.
And let's wrap up with the big reveal. After you finish this temple, you go back to the Temple of Time, and wouldn't you know it, well, Rauru summons you back first.
Link the hero.
Speaking of, I've been having a really good time doing like really direct out loud reads of the text in this game to myself.
Yeah.
Which again, it's like, oh, if they're remaking this and they do full voice acting,
which they will,
and they don't re-localize this script, it's not going to be great. Yeah. I like reading it like the text is just so direct at times, yes, and so simple that it's like no person would talk like this out loud.
Yeah, you're right. It reads a little dry and archaic. There's discourse right now about so from that little teaser trailer that we got for the Ocarina of Time remake, it's not the Deku Tree who's narrating. It's probably Rauru who's talking there. So if you want to really put your head around who's telling, because it's, I mean, okay, a lot of people talk about the Legend of Zelda series as like, no, like don't worry about a timeline. Like basically you could think of it as an actual like legend where it's the same story that just gets kind of twisted over time. Yeah. And like the details change based on who's telling it. And so
it's like the Bible. It's just like these are oral traditions that even before the Bible, they had some representative way to tell this parable.
Right,
you know?
right.
And then it just finally got codified in one way and they got retranslated and rewritten. It's like that's kind of Zelda's story. It's just being retold in different angles, you know.
I adhere to the King James N64 cartridge of The Legend of Zelda.
Yeah. Okay, well, to this end, before we get to the big reveal, the other thing that I experienced going back to the original, quote unquote, just the Switch port, so the graphics, everything's still the same, just the controller's a little different, right? Even though I've been talking about how like good this 3DS remake looks, and you know, it's in 4K, it's so great, blah blah blah. It does, but man, like when I fired that up, it was just like running around looking at it. I was like, no, there is a charm and aesthetic here that like you lose art direction no matter how you remake it. Mm-hmm. Like it's just like the best way to remake this game is just modernize the controls and just keep it as is, you know. Like,
for sure. Adhering to the original vision is so much more important than improving on the master's work. It's like to be like, oh, we got a 4K restoration of a Monet painting. We made it less blurry. Mm-hmm. It's like, no, that's the freaking point. That is the point of like,
exactly. Like there's something to the not surrealism, the like sort of impressionistic style of those graphics that like I don't think like a modern game development team could even recapture. Like if they were, well, no, that's not true. There's a lot of great indie games that are very like PS1 and 64 aesthetic.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of the indie scene for Game Boy games right now is it's on fire. It's really cool.
But it's just like nobody in the like AAA publisher developer space like Nintendo is just going to have like the guts to say like, no, this was a piece of art that represented a style in a moment of time. And we're here to preserve it and just like make it more accessible for younger audiences.
Yeah.
Like they just don't have the guts to do that because they know it won't sell as well. And that's really disappointing.
Good point, man. I mean, like the Sex Pistols are touring right now without Johnny Rotten as the singer. It's just like, don't tour. Like, who cares? Like, the only important.
And even if he was alive, like you're 70 years old.
Well, no, Johnny Rotten's still alive.
Oh, wait.
Sid Vicious is the one who died.
Oh, yeah. I'm thinking of Sid Vicious. Johnny Rotten is.
He's the singer. John Lydon.
Yeah, he's the guy that's full MAGA now.
He's a real piece of shit. Yeah. But I mean, Publicly Image Limited is a really good band.
But like I've seen, now that you mentioned it, I've seen John Lydon, and it's like I don't even if like
I don't want to see him
that man perform.
I don't want to see him fronting the Sex Pistols. The only time that the Sex Pistols were ever relevant was 1976. Like that's it. Like besides this like late 70s, it's completely lost its meaning, and there's absolutely nothing to celebrate about that band anymore.
Yeah, and like, I don't know, man. We can have more thoughts about remakes in the final episodes. In the meantime, let's just talk about. Keep me on task.
Oh boy,
the reveal of how the Triforce works. This is like the Zelda lore moment.
Yeah.
That like is the foundation. Like you said, the King James Bible version of the lore. Which is funny because like I was reading it out loud to myself and like on stream. And I was like, it goes by so fast because it's a timed cutscene that I was like, I'm struggling to keep up with this. Just reading it out loud. Like, I wonder how many times I had to play this as a kid to digest it. Like, did they purposefully hide the lore behind this text going by too fast for a kid to read so that they'd still feel like, oh, there's some weird mystery behind this?
This is more of a continuation of what happens in A Link to the Past.
Yeah,
where
it's like more depth to that story.
Yeah, of course. Because in that it's been a while since I played A Link to the Past, a couple of years at least. But in that one, Ganondorf is still mentioned by name in at least the text of the intro. But when Ganon gains access to the spirit realm where the Triforce is located, in a last-ditch effort to protect Hyrule, the Triforce is broken into 3 pieces: courage, wisdom, and power. Ganon is worthy of holding the Triforce of power.
Yeah.
But the Triforce does not want to belong to Ganondorf because he's got an evil heart and his wish will doom Hyrule. And so it turns out that Link gets the Triforce of Courage in his hand.
Right. And this happens when he breaks into the Temple of Time and enters the Sacred Realm, right?
Yep. Yeah.
So, sorry.
Go for it. No,
we're back to the remake teaser trailer.
That's good.
They show the Triforce glowing in child Link's hand.
Oh,
so it's like you've already broken the canon.
You are making me so happy right now. I am so glad I'm not the person saying this.
I definitely thought about it.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, they didn't become the Triforce holders until he went in there.
That's right.
So why did they show that in the trailer?
Maybe he was just taking a nap at some other point.
I don't know.
You are.
But I feel like
I am bathing in honey right now.
It's like I'm already
so sweet
about our level of haterdom for this remake.
It's not haterdom, it is skepticism.
Yes,
fair enough. I also just like, I'm like, are they just making a remake so that they can make enough money to then go into like a bunker and hide out the rest of this apocalypse that we are currently about to face?
I mean, to me, it just feels like it's all marketing.
Mm-hmm.
Like the movie is where their bet is.
Yeah.
And the same way that like the Mario Galaxy movie was marketing to reboot Star Fox 64, which comes out a week from when we're recording this.
Right.
Like, it's like all just this like Ouroboros snake eating its own tail to keep generating profit out of these zombie IPs. Like, it's a little disappointing, but anyways, this game is fun.
Heck yeah, brother.
But yeah, we get finally. Oh, she was Zelda the whole time. She has the Triforce of Wisdom in her hand, and she's been on the run from Ganon for these 7 years after they hid Link away. I don't know why he couldn't have just hidden with them, but whatever.
I think it's to increase. It's the reason why
the sword, I guess.
Well, he stays in the spirit realm with Rauru. In the Chamber of Sages, and what I always thought was weird is like, why didn't they just like let him like be conscious in the spirit realm for 7 years so that he like?
It seems like Rauru is.
Yeah, I assume Raru's just like hanging out while there's like a mannequin of Link that's just like immobile standing.
I don't
there.
want to think about what he was doing.
He was just. Eventually he turns into like the treadmill in the office where it's just like I put my laundry on top of Link in a stasis and I'm just like, hey, you just hang your jacket over him.
I've been hanging my jewelry on him for 7 years.
It's kind of like, he's taking up space, but I need him, I guess. I don't want to have to move him.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the big reveal, and then that's probably where we should wrap for the day.
Yeah, it happens with where Zelda reveals herself and then immediately gets kidnapped by Ganondorf. Right?
Oh yeah. Sorry, I forgot that.
She gets crystalled up.
She gets thrown in a crystal, and he's like, "Oh, if you want to save her, you need to come. Yeah, come to the castle.
Do some final boss stuff."
Yeah, that's where we leave off,
and that's where we'll pick up next time here at Camp Video Games.
Yeah. Good luck with that, Zelda. And
she gives you the light arrow. Which has, you know what? A fun part about the light arrow is it turns enemies into purple rupees if you hit them with it.
Oh, I didn't know that
so money is so pointless in this game.
I never used. Yeah, a lot of things I'd tweak around the edges for this game. If I was remaking it, I'd keep the aesthetic, tighten up the controls, and just make a few things a little.
Yep.
But they're going to do a whole big thing.
Oh, they're going to do...
We can complain more about that later.
They're going to make so many decisions about it.
Decisions have been made.
Yep.
Most of them are about profiting off of children. So...
I mean, that's Nintendo's raison d'etre.
Yeah, I guess.
Making money off kids.
And here we are talking about it as art. Are we the fools or are they?
Who's the greater fool? The fool who leads or the fool who follows him?
All right. Anyways, we'll finish this out next time. Until then, patreon.com/campvideogames. Give us all your money.
Bye, campers.
Yeah.
If you'd like to write to us, send a message to campvideogames@gmail.com and follow us on Instagram @campvideogames. If you want to become a real happy camper, you can support Camp Video Games on Patreon. For $5 a month, you'll be granted access to even more discussions about movie-based video games, game-based movies, full-length commentaries, playthroughs, and more. Whether you sign up or not, we're glad to have you here at Camp Video Games.